All right, good evening, everyone, or good morning, depending on where you're at. Welcome to the Prometheans. I'm Izaran. You gonna say something there,
Sorry,
Mike?
I just apologies. I've just made the same mistake again and left the video audio on. So I was hearing you repeat yourself over yourself. Yeah, I'm Radio Brain. I'm here, and we're here to uh,
We're here to either
have
entertain you or for
engage
us
in.
to, or for you to suffer with us.
Yes, this is our group therapy session for watchers of presidential debates, and all that follows.
Yeah, because therapy ever did any good on that end. It's good for a lot of
Yeah.
things, not this. Alrighty, so we're got a couple of things we're going to run over tonight, and got something funny, something I think's kind of funny to go over to as well. But first, let's just get right into it with the some of the stuff and the coverage and such coming out of the debate, right?
Yep.
Alrighty, let me get one or two of the sources set up because I kind of screwed that up and forgot to do that. We'll get there though. I guess I'll just have to change these as we get them. All right, so why don't we start off with? Okay, which one do you want to start off? Because we can start with Trevor Noah. We can
All right,
start.
let's start with that. Let's just ask the question: what did he mean by that
Yeah, I have
comment?
no bloody idea what the hell he meant by that. It was terrible. Wait, oh yeah, this
Yeah,
is a Guardian article. I was
basically,
like, wait a second,
yeah,
wrong outlet. Nope, nope, this is the Guardian. Oh,
yeah. It's hard to tell the difference
oh,
sometimes. They all look the same to me.
this was a bad idea. I should have just gone with a Yep, gotta fix this. We're just
Anyway,
gonna go
I'll
with.
read out the title
Well,
at
I'm
first.
just gonna go with Windows window for this because that's what I should have done because then I can actually control it.
Yeah, the title basically says Trevor Noah said Pence dodged questions like they were a PG-13 movie,
Yeah. So
and
anyone have a bloody idea what he meant by that? Because I can't figure it out.
I kind of don't want to watch the video, but I reckon we might as well play this as like let's guess it, and I think it's I honestly think that what he's doing is he's taking Pence's very polite, very uh, conservatively stated
The thing that screwed him. Yep.
talking. Yeah, well, maybe not. I reckon I'll come back to that. I reckon he's basically doing that, and he's trying to cast it as some kind of absolutely lame insult because he can't think of anything else, which has pretty much been his career since the US election in 2016. I don't remember seeing anything funny from him for quite a while. But I think that's it. He's basically trying to take the approach and take Pence's approach and just cast it in a bad light no matter what. And actually it ties in with the other one of the other notes I wrote down and gave to you. The one from the New York Times, which basically said Pence turned in an effective, dutiful, conservative case for Mr. Trump, the likes of which the president rarely articulates himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it occurs to me that I reckon they're bothered because they were kind of hoping, they've been playing on this idea that Trump's out of control, but Pence is up there being civil, being very restrained, all whilst spruiking for Trump, which makes it look like maybe Trump's behavior isn't just him being an idiot.
Maybe.
What do you reckon?
Uh, could be. It would be a good way of attempting for Pence to try and go about it with things, but I was also partly thinking there for a moment that if Noah was trying to make a cheap jab at Pence with trying to go a Kitty Diddler type thing, I'm sitting there going, dude, you're looking at the wrong guy in this race.
Yeah. Well, there we go. They're throwing shade that their own side has already racked up. Not shade, sorry, throwing
Projection.
Throwing an accusation that's already
Yeah, when you accuse your opponent of something that you're guilty of, it's called projection. So yeah. It's damn it. I'm sitting. I forgot it. What exactly it was, but I heard a really really twisted joke a few days back that was something about with the whole Netflix, the company, being indicted over in a court in Texas for distribution of CP for cuties, and I'd heard the joke was Biden promises to pardon Netflix if he gets to smell the girl's hair.
Oh,
it was pretty. Yeah, it's pretty raunchy.
Actually, where'd you hear the joke? Was that?
It might have been on Reddit.
Are you sure it was a joke?
I mean, it could have been an actual statement by the campaign. Who knows?
It sounds like one of those articles I might see on Twitter, and then I read it, and then only afterwards do I realize it's the Babylon Bee.
Oh wait, it may have been a Babylon Bee post I saw on a subreddit.
It sounds like one.
I mean, that article. Just for chat's entertainment, I got something funny to share. I shared it earlier in ours, but I'll put it up here too because it's magnifique. It's just so funny. But go on. Well, I'm working on this. So
yeah, I mean the article is like it's not a complete who's who, but it's basically goes through 3 different people who are all uber progressive comedians, all part of the establishment, who are basically throwing shade at Trump. And it's almost like an advert for how they can't be funny anymore.
It's just the joke.
God, Stephen Colbert is in the middle. He was the funniest man alive, 6-7 years ago.
I wouldn't say the funniest man alive, but he was pretty damn funny.
Well, he was the funniest sort of active entity, high profile in the in comedy, broadcasted comedy. And he was so clever because it was a clever character where he basically plays an uber conservative who mocks both sides of politics. What's he doing now?
Mm-hmm.
He's a propaganda piece.
Yeah. That's where he's just gone.
Bye-bye.
Straight down the toilet. So this is what I thought chat might get a good laugh out of. Babylon Bee announces, in major deal, the Babylon Bee purchases competing satire site, CNN.
Do you know, in Australia, we had a satirical news group called The Chaser, and they ran different shows way back in the early mid-2000s. They had one called CNNNN, which stood for Chaser's Non-Stop Nightly News Network. And every now and then I think of CNN, and I think they should add a couple of N's to their name.
Let's see. No, here's the thing. If they were add a couple of N's to their name, what would they stand for? Because currently CNN stands for Cable News Network. Cable News Network, if they added 2 N's, it would be Cable News Network, not...
Well,
what would be a good something there to describe? An N word that would... A word that starts with N that would mean something trustworthy or positive, so that it would be not that. Or anyone in chat got an idea on what 2 additional N's added to? And please do not put the word in.
Yes,
don't want to get banned.
Yes. Please don't mention Nancy Reagan. Okay.
Or Pelosi.
Oh, yeah. Shit. I was trying to think of a No, damn. Maybe I'm just blocking her out of my mind.
That would
Nancy's
be easy to
News
do.
Network. The Clinton Nancy Pelosi News Network. Something.
I'm actually just going to go to thesaurus.com and see if I can dig up synonyms for trustworthy, any of them that start with an N. And I can't find any. No, that's just unpleasant.
So, what have you seen of people
Cable News Network
out?
Nonsense Now. That's the best I got.
Bingo. That's good.
Or Now Nonsensical. If they wanted to go satire, that'd be how you do it. Cable news network, now nonsensical.
Yeah. The truth is right there, but no one notices because it's in an acronym.
So we wanted to say did we want to go through and watch parts of this painful 8-minute?
Oh, let's give it a go. Let's give it a start. I
Okay.
think.
Well, I'm hoping the audio comes through on this. It should.
Vice presidential debates.
Actually, check out his
First and
tweet.
only
We'll go with that.
Oh yeah, I'll start with the tweet. So I'll go ahead and read it. Pence's pink guy, both candidates disappointing dodges, and the six-legged scene stealer everyone's talking about. Here's what you need to know about the vice presidential debate between Mike Pence and Kamala Harris. Honestly, except for the whole pink eye thing, which I honestly didn't even notice in the debate, and like we talked about beforehand, to me it's the same as the people on the right going nuts about Biden's burst blood vessel. When we went over that before, we talked about, I talked about how a burst blood vessel can happen to anybody for a variety of different regular reasons. So being a not devil's advocate, but what's the word? Benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
No, maybe he had a rough night before. Who knows?
Another possibility is that his laser vision electric shock blast wasn't working.
Oh, yeah, that's possible.
failed.
His Raiden eyes weren't kicking in.
He was going for it.
Well, it's
to see it.
good old fashioned Mike Das Volt Pence.
And he was just sitting there bottling it up, going, "It's so tempting, so tempting." But no, must not do it. Must look presidential.
Or vice presidential.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Volt presidential.
I like that one. Volt President Mike Pence.
Vote the volts. Yeah.
But the second section there, both candidates disappointing dodges, which is fair. See, I think his tweet itself is pretty fair. It's the video that's the pain.
Yeah. Ugh.
And God, what on
Actually,
earth
here's a
is-
question.
Mhm.
During the debate, did you actually notice the fly?
No, I never even took notice of the damn thing.
Yeah. I mean, even the eye, is that the best they can do? A fly and an eye. That's the best meme they could come up with to mock Pence.
To be fair, though, the fly has been some pretty top quality memeing. So
It's great. Hey, it's already got its own Twitter. Probably got to deal with CNN now. And as I said, we both know we can now confirm it's not a gay fly. Otherwise, it would have gone off like a fly in a bug zapper.
Oh, that's great. No, that's
By the
good. I
way,
like
we're not homophobic people. We just love dark humor and spicy memes.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
that. Oh yeah. What you do in the privacy of your own bedroom is your own business, as long as you don't come out covered in somebody else's blood and with the corpse. Unless you're trying to get rid of a hooker, and everyone understands. Everyone goes through that at least some point in their life. That's why your best mate helps you stuff her into the back trunk of the car and drive her out to the woods.
Right, I just managed to rescue back our decency and credibility.
And I tank it. Not apologizing. That's a joke. All right. So, do we want to? And I look at it like this. I have to sit and watch a Trevor Noah video. I don't have any whiskey right now. I'm gonna deal with dark humor to prep me up. So, are we ready to go?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Alrighty. In for a penny, in for a pound.
debates between the two people who will take over if the president falls in the shower.
Oh, real quick. At any point, if just say pause if you want to go over something, and I'll do that. I'll just pause it if there's something I notice.
And it was a weird
Hey, you got the
situation
audio
from
on?
the start.
It's not coming through.
Not for me, damn it.
Bloody hell! All right. I'm trying to think how I'm gonna do this because this is a Twitter video.
Oh, hang on. Just give this a try for a sec.
I got an idea.
See if it comes up for your end from me. Can you hear that?
Nope.
Okay.
I got an idea. I'm gonna try I'm going to try running this directly through, I guess, a browser source. We'll see.
Well, here we go. Here we are, learning our trade.
Yeah, this is something I should have actually looked into beforehand. My fault, my mistake. I'll pay for it in my own due time. And the little toe... Wait.
I shall send Pence around with the Deus Vault.
I cannot control the Twitter video through a browser source. That is really, really annoying. Wait, no.
Ooh.
I can, I think. Yes!
I threw a gender reveal
All right,
party.
now I can. All right, I did not know this before. All right, so we're going to overlay the Twitter video over this. It's just, the arrangement's going to be a mess. This is just ad hoc. All righty, everyone should be able to see this now, as I terribly butcher the hell out of this. And I'm going to go ahead and hit play.
Vice presidential debates.
Is it
The
coming
first
through?
and only debates
Nope.
between the two people who will take over
What?
if the
not even
president
starting
falls in
on
the
the
It's
shower.
feeding is coming
And it
through
was a
on
weird-
the desktop on the desktop audio feedback for OBS. So I would suggest just I'd say just watch it, and we'll have to balance
Yeah.
along with it. So just let me know when I've got it at 0:00. Just hit start on the video yourself when you're ready, and tell me when you're gonna do it.
Okay, and here... Oh, hang on. Sorry. Twitter videos are shit. Over here.
Of course, there.
Okay, and here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Vice
Hit it.
presidential debates.
Done.
The first and only debates between the two people who will take over if the president falls in the shower. And it was a weird situation from the start, because there is a real chance that Pence could have COVID-19, even though he's tested negative. And that fear wasn't helped when Pence's eye threw a gender reveal party. Pink! It's a girl!
Stop
Blood
it.
pink!
Stop it.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not sure I can take too much, but the tier of humor is very low.
Almost as bad as my hooker joke.
In fact, look where the face is. Look at where his face is on your screen now. And think about what it says underneath.
That's a better joke than what he said.
Oh, God. I mean, even if they fall in the shower, hang on. So, are you suggesting something about falling in the shower? You know, are you? Because that reminds me of another meme that you may have heard in the past relating to a certain previous Democratic presidential candidate who didn't get what she wanted.
Oh no! That's not what I took away from it. I know where you're going. You're going with if they get Clintoned. No, that for me was actually more like a really, really crappy old people haha joke.
Yeah, it was. It's not that good. And what the hell? Sorry, can someone explain to me what is the connection between his eye and a gender reveal party?
The gender reveal party thing, which is a silly trend that got way, way out of hand. It's this thing where couples would they do something crazy and it'd be pink for a girl, blue for a boy, or whatever colors.
Oh, okay.
Crazy and
So
pink.
Pence has got a transgender eye. Okay.
Or no, not even that. It was just because it looked pink. Oh, gender reveal party, pink for girl, blah blah blah.
That's what I mean. It must be a girl.
That's why he specifically goes, Pence's eyes throwing a gender reveal party. Oh, look, it's a girl because pink. It's the fact that it can be taken as a trans joke or just a stupid jab at gender reveal parties goes to show. I like to think a good joke is pretty clear in its punchline, not vague and open to interpretation. Except for the aristocrats joke. That entire joke is designed from start to finish to be one-upmanship of making it more horrendous and awful as the previous person who told it.
Pretty much all of talk show hosts right now, really. I mean,
well, except in the case of the aristocrats, it is a very, very refined form of dark humor because the whole purpose of the joke, the whole punchline, is to make it as absolutely awful as possible.
Yeah. I guess the only difference there is that if you're telling the aristocrat joke, you actually know you're doing it, whereas talk show hosts' awfulness, they don't seem to be aware of it.
And the best telling of that joke is Gilbert Gottfried, who has been thrown under the political bus because he's not a stark raving lunatic, despite what he sounds like when he's on stage, or whenever he opens his mouth ever. One of my favorite comedians. But anyway, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit play on this again whenever you're ready.
I'll go 3, 2, 1, go.
It's a girl.
I'll go
So to
3,
keep
2,
everyone
1,
safe,
go.
the debate commission decided to install plexiglass barriers on stage, which sounded good until we saw the barriers. And they were basically just the sneeze guards from Sizzlers. I mean, seriously, who thought of a thin sheet of plexiglass being a good idea? Oh, this will stop the coronavirus. Viruses can't go up, right? They don't go up. They just go like this. But once you got past the whole
that actually wasn't a
thing,
bad.
The debate itself was actually pretty normal. Two calm, poised
Yeah,
candidates
he wasn't-
exchanging lines that they had been practicing for weeks.
I don't know. I didn't find it funny, but it wasn't full of shit. That's for starters.
You know, it felt
So
like it was.
I guess we're
like a
enjoying the
throwback
relief
to what campaigns used to be like.
of the shtick. So
By the way, I
before
still haven't
Donald
played.
Trump arrived on the scene and
Yeah, I
turned
noticed.
every political event into a
I'm
monster truck
back
rally
at,
on cocaine.
52
Because you
seconds,
remember in
so-
the last debates,
Oh, then I'll pause it for. Oh, crud.
Trump
Never mind.
would
Keep
not
going.
shut up for a second. And Pence, he doesn't have it in him to be that obnoxiously rude. But he did take one important lesson from Trump's performance. When the moderator tells you that your time is up, that's really more of a suggestion than a rule.
There are no
That's a fair
more
criticism.
hurricanes today than
Thank
there
you.
were 100 years ago.
Thank you.
But many of the climate alarmists
President
use
Pence,
hurricanes
like I
and
said during the debate,
wildfires
he-
to try and
Thank
sell
you,
the
Vice
bill
President.
got himself
of
into
the
the
Green New
situation
Deal.
because he'd
He said it was
spend like 30,
hysterical.
40
He said it
Thank you,
was
Vice
seconds
President
xenophobic.
Pence.
thanking
President Trump
Vice
has
President,
everybody
your
like he
time
was
is
thanking
up.
the
We're gonna
Academy
continue to
for an
stand
Oscar.
strong.
Thank you, Vice President Pence.
Under President Trump's
Oh.
leadership,
Thank you,
we'll
Vice President.
always stand with
I'm
law
gonna pause.
enforcement.
But
He was
yeah.
pretty much to the point, I reckon.
But
He got-
there was a lot of times his longest overruns where he took, he'd have like a 2 or 3 minute section and he'd take like half of it just fluffing. And it's like, no, don't waste your time. Get to your point. The base doesn't want to hear not even just okay, first of all, I'm pretty sure the base doesn't want to hear you fluff. They want to hear you actually get to the point. They want to hear you nail her to a wall. And the moderates, they don't care. They want to hear what you do, what you've done, what you and the president have done, what you're planning to do.
I don't know. I really wish it had been more fiery, but I can't help but think that it was largely driven by wanting to portray that civil manner, and that's because if he'd gone in a bit too hard, if he wasn't careful, the whole it's he's being sexist, he's mansplaining, etc., it wouldn't have it would have been amped up. No
Well, of
pun
course
intended.
it would have, and she, and the media went to bat for her and tried to accuse him of basically tried to insinuate he's mansplaining or being sexist to her because he interrupted Kamala Harris more times than she interrupted him. It's like, okay, those numbers don't bloody well matter. Kamala Harris is not the kind of person that can get bullied over anyway because of her chromosomes. Okay, everyone knows that. If she's being interrupted, it's not because he's trying to put her in, quote, put her in her place because she's a woman, and it's not because she's meek and weak. It's because she just decided not to fight back on it. I don't believe for a minute that anyone can bulldoze Kamala Harris in a discussion if she doesn't want to be. If she wants to fight back, I'm absolutely convinced that woman will come out swinging like a prize fighter, because she is a very, very, as we've seen both in the primary debates and even then, she can be very aggressive and assertive in pushing back on someone.
Yeah, but she could
She
also be
she did not do a very good job back on Tuesday night, but she can.
No, but she was very underhanded, sitting there like a teenage girl, acting very innocent and
then
acting like she's
smirking,
being
and
offended.
the smirking,
Yeah.
and grinning and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And I've also noticed she does that when she knows she doesn't have a response. But, that's something a lot of people do when they don't have a response. Just sit there and grin like a jackass. It's the only thing you got. So.
Or when she's pretending that the accusation that Pence is putting forth doesn't exist.
Yeah, but still, I don't think.
So that's my interpretation.
I don't buy the. He was bullying this poor black Indian woman. Sitting there going, no. If she didn't want to tolerate, if she had something to fight back on when he interrupted her, or if she felt if she had something she wanted to interrupt him on, she would have. Simple as that. And when it comes to interruptions in political debates, I don't give a rat's ass how many times they interrupt each other. Except, I don't think they should. I don't give a rat's ass how many times it happens. I just don't think it should be because, again, like I've said it before, don't interrupt your opponent when they're making a mistake. Always give your opponent the opportunity. Hand your opponent as much rope as they need to hang themselves with, and then plenty of slack.
Yeah. It's hard to tell whether or not either of them was doing that or not.
No. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case there. But going back to the first presidential debate, one of the frustrations I had with the president was, and why I constantly said he needed to shut the hell up, is because there were plenty of times where Biden started talking, and you let Biden talk for a few seconds, and he can very easily go off the plot and hang himself.
Yeah.
And the President Trump wouldn't let him do that. And it's like, damn it, you had an opportunity you had an opportunity to allow your opponent to look like a complete and total moron, and you didn't. Instead, you ended up, to a lot of people, looking like a complete and total moron.
I think he did half the time, and as I said, the other half of the time he had to, and he did it. I think he did it a lot better. When he dropped that comment, they interrupted Chris Wallace at one point, and it came across very well when he said, very entertaining when he said, no one showed up. So, quick comment, don't push it.
And you'll also notice that Trump is, when he makes those sorts of comments, he's a little bit quieter, because it's clear he's not trying to talk over the opponent, which is part of the process of interruption. If he was to do more of basically the snide backhand lower toned comments, that could have worked better in his favor, because that's where, as we saw with Trump in 2016, that's where he gets his real zingers off. Anyway, I'm going to hit play on this then.
Bear with me. Actually, with OBS, have you got the audio from source running for the browser?
I can try.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
Well, see, the problem is if I fire that up, because it can be heard in the stream, if I fire that up, we're going to have 2 layers of it, and it's going to be nightmarish.
What 2 layers?
Okay, so if I throw an audio source, if I specifically pull the audio source on this video while I'm playing the video, our chat's going to sit there and hear the video twice. I already found this problem out when I was testing with OBS a while back. It ain't pretty. I don't know what it is and why you can't hear it. Shit.
Share your desktop with me in the chat.
Remember, we've already had issues with that when we've tried to do that with OBS.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say we just have to go through it.
Yeah.
And we can work on figuring out what the master problem is later.
Yeah. Okay, what time are you up to?
1:57, and I don't know if it's me, you, or just you, but you definitely came off as a full-on robot.
Just then?
Yeah.
Probably because I switched on the does it still sound that way?
Yep. Sorry, chat. Technical issues. Wasn't expecting to have this many tonight, to be honest.
Oh, well, live and learn. How about now?
Did you turn your VPN on?
No,
Oh,
I haven't done anything of the sort. Okay, I'm going to jump out and jump back in.
okie dokie. I'll hold the chat here with I dance like a insane monkey. And no, while that may have been a return to monk meme joke, I am not actually going to dance like an insane monkey for you. First of all, I don't dance.
And how's my voice now?
Much, much better. Right back to normal.
Okay.
All right, I'm at 157. Just remember, whenever you're pausing, just say pause.
Okay, give me a moment. I am going to watch. Okay, sorry. Technical difficulty. I'm lost. Here we go.
Let me know when you're ready. Hello? Ah, hell.
Go for
What we've done
Vice
from day
President Pence,
one
thank
is
you. Your time
improve
is
the
up.
lives of African Americans.
Yeah, I can, but you went robo for a moment, then you were
Okay.
quiet for a moment. I couldn't hear you. I don't know what's going on
it.
tonight.
Okay, I'm going to switch to my phone.
Actually,
I'm going
you're
to
back
switch to my
normal.
phone for a little while because I reckon that's. Oh, okay.
You're actually better than you were before, so I don't know. Hiccup. All right, I'm at 201 right now. Give me the countdown when you're ready.
201.
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Americans.
Go.
Thank you, Vice
Record
President Pence.
unemployment. President Donald Trump not only respects but reveres all of those who serve in our armed forces, and any suggestion otherwise is ridiculous. Let
Thank
me
you,
also
Vice
say-
President Pence.
Okay, I would think that after trying thank you, Vice President, thank you, Vice President 30 times, you might try out a different line like, yo, stop it. Yo, Vice President, yo, Pence, shut the f up. The problem with saying thank you, Vice President Pence, is that it's just too gentle. Like, for all we know, in Mike Pence's mind, he thought she was just his hype man. Thank you, Vice President Pence. Oh, you tell them, Vice President Pence, yo, you see that? Yo, that's my boy, Vice President Pence. Thank you. And honestly, you know
God,
what
that
this
was
shows?
cringe.
This shows you that Donald Trump is a bad influence on innocent little Mike Pence. 4 years ago, Pence would never have dreamed of being a rule breaker, but look at him now. If Pence spends 4 more years with Trump, by the end of the next term, he'll be polyamorous with Mother and some dude named Wildcat he met in a biker gang. And at some point,
Yep.
Is that a pause? Because I paused the video. I thought I heard you pausing.
Stop it.
Yep, I'm at 306.
Yeah. Okay. This. Yep. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at 306. So we're bang on. Yeah. That comes across like he's still playing with this idea that Trump's so awful that he's a bad influence. Therefore, Pence is being corrupted. That's what it's starting to sound like.
Wow.
And-
Yeah, you may actually want to switch to your phone.
And this is what I think was a good thing about the VP debate, like I said before, is Pence looks good in terms of not being a blustering bonehead, which is what a lot of people see Trump as. So,
Yeah, and yeah, the whole idea is that Pence is supposed to be his foil, and kind of, that only holds up as long as they continue, the opposition continues to hold Pence up as sort of that foil, because one of their whole lines of argument has been, like why they were confident enough to go through with, one of the reasons some of the Democrats were confident enough to go through with the impeachment was because they thought, well, here we've got this nice, meek, meager Mike Pence. We can control him. It's like, I don't know what world you're living in, Plastic Lady, but the answer to that is no, you can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
were they not so completely mad as to not even think that far ahead? Um,
Well,
I think
no.
they were banking on the fact that they were hoping to get Trump out, so that by this election, Pence would not appear as a good candidate. I think that was
That
biggest
too, and
motivation.
the fact is that the Democrats knew full well they were not going to get Trump removed from office. That was not going to happen. They knew McConnell would use a simple majority to control that, because they're the ones who changed the rules for that sort of thing, and he explicitly warned them they're going to regret it, because he knew that whenever the Republicans gained control of the Senate again, the Republicans would take full advantage of that. And he was right. I got a lot of problems with Mitch McConnell. A lot of problems with him. But one thing that is true about the guy is such a cynical politician. He knows how to take advantage of the mistakes his Democrat predecessors in the Senate made. So I think that they were really hoping that the impeachment would make Trump look so bad that he would lose the election. And in reality, it's really, I don't think the impeachment I don't think is going to play any sort of significant role in this election. So, and actually, the Trump campaign could be hammering home on something surrounding one of the actual biggest issues in this election, which is COVID. And that is that while the Democrats were preoccupied with trying to remove Trump, while the Democrats were preoccupied with trying to get me removed from office, they were ignoring the situation in China, which is technically true. It might not be the most accurate way of attack, but it can be weaponized and used as a path of attack. And Trump doesn't play polite anyway, so. Are you there?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to make sure. All right, do we want to carry on with this misery?
Ari, we'll do a little minute before we decide to bail on it. Just see how it goes.
Because he's just
not I'm now
funny. Or really, well, yeah, he's just not funny. He hasn't been wrong on some of the things he cited here, but it's an automatic obvious what side he's playing from. And this video is likely to be entirely about Pence, though, hell, he might surprise us. We might actually get some criticisms of Kamala Harris in here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna give it a little, just another 30 seconds, and we'll just use it as a test anyway, because now I'm working differently here.
Okay. And I'm starting in 3, 2, 1.
I'm not even sure why debates like these have moderators. Like, what is their job? Because it's not cutting off the candidates. And it's definitely not holding.
I know exactly what the job of the moderators are in these debates. Okay, so obviously the moderators are supposed to be the ones who present the questions. But there's another thing that the moderators have been in these debates so far, and that is they have been shields for Biden and Harris. That's the other big thing they've been. The way Chris Wallace, as like I've said a couple times before already, the way Chris Wallace conducted himself was disgraceful. And I mean, Susan Page, come on. The woman is writing a biography on Nancy Pelosi. And the next and I'm actually kind of glad that the second debate is canceled. I'm still pissed off about it though. The town hall debate I think is the most important debate. The moderator for that interned for Joe Biden. How the hell is somebody that directly connected to one of the candidates allowed to be the moderator? That's insane.
Yeah, it looks like the presidential. What is it? The election committee.
The debate on the commission on presidential debates.
Is it? Okay, it looks, but they're underneath the election committee, aren't they? Isn't that?
It's part of it. I think it's an individual commission thing. It's staffed entirely of Democrats and entirely of Republicans, which has been the libertarian complaint for years, that there should be at least one libertarian on the commission, since it is the third largest party in the country. Obviously all of the Democrats on the commission are anti-Trumpers, and most, if not all, of the Republicans on the committee are anti-Trumpers. So when both the first debate and the second debate went up, when Wallace and Page came out and said the usual standard line, according to the rules laid down by the bipartisan or nonpartisan or whatever the hell the wording they use is, Commission on Presidential Debates, I just snort, because that's bipartisan or nonpartisan. That's a complete and total crock. They're not bipartisan because everybody in that commission, or every vast majority of that commission, are in favor of one of the candidates. And if they come out trotting them out as nonpartisan, like, it's entirely staffed of partisan Republicans and Democrats. Don't feed me lines like that. Whenever you're ready to resume, then we can.
I reckon we might bail on that for now. The technical side's giving me the shit, and so's he. So, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna cancel this. I'm gonna remove this source then, because bye, Mr. Noah, you kind of suck. And back to the article. I guess the article is something we can tolerate, because we don't have to listen to his shitty jokes. So. Okay. So, we want to cover the article itself?
I'm going to read out the Stephen Colbert bit.
Okay.
So it basically says, on the Late Show, Stephen Colbert recapped Thursday's head-snapping back and forth on debates following the COVID outbreak at the White House. First, the Commission on Presidential Debates announced that next week's town hall would go virtual. Then Trump's campaign manager, Bill Stepien, who also contracted COVID in the White House outbreak, objected to the modification because Trump will have posted multiple negative tests prior to the debate. And Colbert apparently said, that's not how any of this works. You can't put all your faith in something that might happen down the line when the potential consequence is death. Like, say, voting for Hillary Clinton in 2016, maybe. That just springs to mind. What does he mean? That's not how any of this works. So he goes on. That's like saying, look, I know your parachute isn't working now, but I have full confidence that we'll get it up and running before we reach terminal velocity.
I don't think that's a fair analogy, because if the president has multiple negative tests prior to the debate, both the antibodies and the actual the other test that's the actual confirmation of it, if he's fully shed the virus, then he's not symptomatic, then by all my understanding of how this works, he's not contagious.
Yeah.
And as I've said to a couple of people, I don't care how you do it. Put them on a huge ass stage where they can stand 20 feet apart. Have him come in through, one of those, plastic sealed passageways that they make for ad hoc biohazard sites and stuff like that, where he doesn't come into contact with anybody outside of and him and his staff don't come into contact with anybody even remotely tied to the Biden staff.
Yeah.
That can be done. Put him in a fucking glass Pope-mobile type box.
They could back up two different trucks that have been driven from two different locations with zero contact, park them, allow them to come out with 50 meters between them and debate from there. And, some kind of engineering or something. And I just sort of, what? Surely that. I mean, what I just said is pretty ridiculous, and crude, but surely you can engineer something. I mean, this is. I don't know if maybe I'm misremembering this, but I think your country was the ones who put man on the moon. So maybe
I think
there'd
we
be some
were. It
expertise
might have been those.
around.
It might have been those pesky communists.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, theirs blew
What?
up on the launch
Yeah.
pad.
Oh no, it was communist. Remember, because it was the Democrats that started it.
I mean, sure, if you want to call.
Sorry, Jack, I had to go there.
If you want to call JFK a commie, okay.
Sorry, yeah, as I said, sorry, Jack, I just had to go there.
But yeah, I mean, I'm fairly certain we could. God. And you know what? It'd be perfect too, because if you put him into like a Pope Mobile type box on the stage, where he has to have he actually has to go through a microphone. If he's being belligerent, click, turn his mic off. Then he's just screaming at the ether inside of a box.
Well, actually, that's what he was worried about in the first place.
I
He
know,
said
and
he
that
doesn't want to
and
be cut off.
and while that is an issue, and I don't think they should do that. Give a little, get a little.
Yeah.
We'll give you
I mean,
that. You'll
another
have the ability to cut his mic if he's being belligerent, but we do this in person with him in a Pope Mobile style glass box. Problem solved. Nobody can get sick from him, and they can still be there to physically debate his opponent and listen to the questions presented by the public. Ta-da!
There has to be a way to do it. In fact, I reckon Trump's biggest maneuver here is simply, he's basically pushing for a better deal, because he knows that if they do it virtually, it'll be like
Biden will have his
YouTube...
handlers off camera and teleprompters.
No, not that. No. I think it'll be like they will do it no more sophisticated than a YouTube live stream like we are now, and they could, in the back, just accidentally cut the cord when he's talking, or bleep him out or whatever, or suddenly the connection's not so good. And at best, what they could do is arrange it so you've got like independent filming of it and so forth, or some other kind of arrangement to how it's done. And it's entirely possible. This is just the classic Trump out of the deal maneuver. Demand better. Go for big. Push for the big thing, and then make them come to the table.
Mm-hmm.
It could be as simple as that, and it really just comes down: are they willing to play ball? Either way.
Yeah.
But also looking at that Colbert's response there, just going, but maybe it's taken out of context. Maybe not. You can't put all your faith in something that might happen down the line when the potential consequence is death. It just seems like a very un-American thing to say. This is not the storm the beaches of Normandy type of approach, for one thing. I mean, that's a bit dramatic, but
this is a huge part of our political process in the presidential campaigns. It's not an official, there's nothing by law that says it has to be done or anything like that, but this is a huge part of it. And playing these games, which are very, very clearly designed to make things difficult for the incumbent president, is absolute horseshit. I would be actively just as pissed off if the commission was trying to play these types of games back with Romney and Obama in 2012, if they were trying to target Obama with it. Part of the reason why I want these debates to happen, they have to happen in person, is because it's important. One, it's important to see the two candidates squaring off against each other. Two, it eliminates the possibility of cheating the debates. And three, not just excluding just myself, the general public as a whole has the right to see the candidates debate each other. So, yeah. This shit's ridiculous.
Yeah. The other thing standing out to me right now is this is part of this this huge push for like endless lockdowns, and we've got to have every case removed. I swear to God, that is a lot of people pushing that are doing so. They're people who have Trump derangement syndrome. It's this constant playing the idea that anything Trump says is wrong, and that if Dr. Fauci says it's safe to be within 10 meters of someone, and Trump says, "Oh, it's safe to be within 10 meters of someone," they'll then say that's wrong. Totally ignore the fact that Dr. Fauci's probably given some advice on, and it's not just him; it's other advisors.
I think
But
it's
they're
funny
saying
you
that-
brought him up because in the early phases of all this, when he was coming out and saying things that somewhat contradicted the things the president was saying, he was the left and the media's darling. They loved him. Oh, Dr. Fauci, he's our new messiah. He's going to save us from the evil orange man's disease. And now, when he's come out and said things like it's perfectly safe to go vote in person, when he's come out and said that it's perfectly safe to be within X distance of someone who's shed the virus, no, we can't listen to him. He's Trump's stooge. He works for Trump. Yeah, it rings exactly like what Kamala said. If the doctors and experts come out and say take the vaccine, I'll take it. But if Trump says take the vaccine, I'm not going to take it. And I'm just sitting there going, and they're right there. You people have proven the joke. Trump could come out tomorrow with a cure for cancer, and you will suddenly be in favor of cancer. The memes are, the black pillars are right with one thing. Clown world.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a madhouse. But we'll get through it, I'm sure. I just hope that
All right.
I just hope that the president is reelected. So, you want to go on then with reading through more of this because you were going?
Yeah. Well, I reckon I've now got an aneurysm coming on, so I don't know, maybe we should wrap it up for the day.
Yeah, you did say before you were feeling pretty knackered yourself with stuff that you have to do this week. I know, guys, it's been about an hour, but we're gonna try to get onto a regular schedule, and I figure most time what we'll probably do, and we've been thinking about doing 2, maybe 3 times a week. We'll be settling in probably around 6 p.m., 7 p.m. my time.
Yep, and we'll also try and get rid of our technical issues. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna. There's a friend of mine who knows Discord a bit better than I do, and I'm gonna see about. He's actually been one of our viewers. I'm actually gonna see if he can come out to my place and help me look at some of this technical stuff and teach me a little bit more than what I already know, or have kind of weaseled my way through. So, yeah, absolute amateur hour.
Yeah, who do we think we are? The Democrats? Jeez.
Okay, don't mock them there. They actually have a pretty good handle of tech.
Oh, well, they've managed to get robot Biden up and going. I know that.
No. Biden's not a robot. The robot is the Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll get rid of our technical issues because at my end, I don't know why I ended up sounding like. Actually, I'm the robot today. That was.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Hypocrite.
How about that? Who'd have thought? All right. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna. I think we'll call it here for the night, lads. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
And we'll again try to be
Thanks
back. I'm thinking. What do you think? Maybe Wednesday or Thursday this week. Well, okay. Forgot we have to do.
I reckon
we have to do that in dates because you're in the future.
Well, your Wednesday and Saturday possibly would be.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Good.
So the 14th and 17th for me. All right. Well.
Yeah.
You have a good night, man, and I know you're gonna need some rest.
Yes.
So.
Cheers. Thanks.
Alrighty. Everyone else, have a good evening. Thanks for joining us.
Adios. Peace and shit. We're out.